Okay, so Jurk of the week. This one's easy because it's an opportunity for me not to jump on the Michael Vick bandwagon. Now, Mike Vick has retreated from these comments a little bit today, a slight retreat. But let's take a look here at what Michael Vick had to say. This is after a game in which he first thought had looked like for a brief period of time that he'd taken another blow to the head, or he did take another blow to the head, that he might have a concussion. That apparently not the case. And then he came out of the game replaced by Franz Kafka after...
Come on now. Mike Kafka from the Northwestern University.
Yeah, right. See, Franz is funny. So he, the thought was he broke his right hand. It now turns out he did not break his right hand. It's a bruised right hand, so he's day-to-day. So it looks like there's a good chance that he can play on Sunday. Of course, Mike Vick is left-handed. So, but he got knocked down on the ground a lot against the Giants, and the Eagles struggling with their offensive line, a little bit of a makeshift offensive line. But initially, after the game at the press conference, here's what he has to say. He says, "Looking at the replays, I'm on the ground every time, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't frustrated. The refs have got to do their jobs, as I mentioned it, and I mentioned it to the refs in training camp when I talked to them." Oh, I'm glad that Mike Vick took it up with the refs. "I mentioned it to him in training camp when I talked to him. I'm on the ground constantly, all the time. Every time I throw the ball, I'm on the ground, and I don't see why I don't get the 15-yard flags like everybody else." Right, because it's a conspiracy to screw Mike Vick. He backtracked from those statements a little bit today, saying, among other things, though, in his backtrack, that he was being too candid. It's not really backtracking when you go, "I apologize for being too honest." So he, but he did say you won't hear him saying that about the refs again, and he did he had a different tone of like, "Hey, look, everybody's got a job to do."
The one thing that I hate about what Mike Vick said was that he said, "I'm not trying to complain. I'm just making the refs aware."
Yeah.
You're complaining. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
That's what complaining is.
Yeah.
Look, Rick, if I offended you earlier, I'm sorry for being so honest. I apologize.